Get your copy of The Church Girl by acclaimed author Stephanie Seaton. This compelling story follows a young woman's journey of redemption through faith and community after straying from the path of righteousness. Rediscover her purpose and meaning in life. Available now on popular online book sites. Don't miss out on The Church Girl, a transformative tale resonating with the power of faith and self-discovery. Join us on a transformative journey of self-discovery, redemption, and faith in Stephanie M. Seaton's The Woman at the Well. This compelling composition underscores the enduring presence of the Lord's boundless love and grace, offering forgiveness and transformation. Don't miss your opportunity to discover a path to wholeness, forgiveness, and eternal love. Get your copy on Amazon.com today.
Hello, and welcome to another edition of the Stephanie M. Seaton Sunday Show. I am so glad you tuned in again tonight. Seems like Tuesdays and Thursdays just come so quick. Tonight, we have an amazing guest with us tonight. We have Professor LaRhonda Hamilton in the building. Welcome. How are you tonight?
I am doing great. How are you?
I am good. I'm glad that we finally got you scheduled and got a chance to connect.
Yes.
I was just speaking to you before we got on. Miss LaRhonda is a busy woman, and I've been a little bit busy, but you know what? We got it done. We're getting it done.
Absolutely.
Yes. So listen, tonight is going to be a great opportunity to kind of catch up, see what you have going on. I see you in the community doing some amazing things. Congrats on your organizations. I saw several of the different awards, distinguished awards that you have received with your volunteering and being an activist for women and for military. And man, I salute you.
Thank you.
And then on top of it, still working in the working field. So salute you. So listen, Miss LaRhonda, the very first question that I usually ask all of my guests is to tell us who you are. Who do you want us to know that you are?
Okay. Well, again, my name is LaRhonda Hamilton. I am a professor at Tyler Junior College. I teach criminal justice. I am a native of Crockett, Texas. Been here in Tyler, Texas for almost 8 years. Relocated here from Texarkana. So I'm a daughter of the King. I'm a mother. I'm a veteran. I'm a sister to my sisters by heart. I have no siblings. I'm an only child.
Oh,
So
wow. Okay.
yes.
Okay. So an only child. Okay. Okay. Um, so tell me a little bit about what it's been transitioning from Crockett to Tyler. How was that transition?
Okay, so I had many stops between Crockett and Tyler.
Okay.
I think I forgot to mention one of the most important things is that I'm a veteran. And I left Crockett at the age of 18 and went into the military. And
Okay.
so the military, pretty much took me all the way around the world.
Wow.
When I left Crockett, straight out of high school, never been on a plane before, as the
Yeah.
only child. So I went in feeling like I had something to prove to others as well as to myself.
Yeah. You wanted to step out the box, huh?
Yes, yes.
How many years did you spend in the military?
20 years, 4 months, and 8 days.
Woo! She done counted it down.
I don't know the hours and the minutes, but yeah, years, 4 months, and 8 days.
Wow. Okay. Thank you for your service.
You're
Thank you so
welcome.
much
Thank
for your
you.
service. And let's see, what branch of the military did you serve in?
I was in the Army.
Army. Okay.
Army.
Okay.
Uh, during those 20 years, I did active duty, I did reservist, and I did AGR, which is active guard reservist. So active duty stationed at a reserve unit.
Okay. All right. That's amazing. So again, thank you for your service.
Thank you.
So you are an educator, a veteran, a speaker, community leader. I mean, you pretty much what I would call a servant heart. You're giving yourself um, in all areas. You help out with criminal justice programs around the area. You've got 10 years of teaching experience, so you're helping to form young minds. And then you have a lot that you're doing in the community for women, changing women.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about your East Texas Veterans Banquet that you started with the Empowerment Community Development, and then also the World Changing Women Leadership Night. Kind of tell me about those events.
Okay. So with the East Texas Veterans Banquet, that falls underneath the auspices of Empowerment Community Development Corporation, where Stanley Colford is the president. I knew we needed to do fundraising. And so I had the idea of doing a banquet, and it was just going to be one time. So with this banquet, I wanted it to be something different. Veterans, as we should, we are recognized and honored in November, which I feel like it should be all the time, because we're there protecting and serving foreign and domestic. But I wanted this to be a little different. I wanted to focus to be on organizations who support veterans on a daily basis. So we started with 5 organizations. I think Camp V was one. The Veterans Administration at UT, the Veterans Administration at TJC, I think it was Red Cross, and I can't remember. I should have had a list of all of them, but we started with that. And there is an organization that's called the Quilt of Valor. And with the
Oh,
Quilt of Valor is quilters. They come together and they make handmade quilts for veterans.
oh
And with
wow.
that quilt, it symbolizes peace and comfort. I actually was a recipient of the quilt years back. I was the first female here in Tyler to receive the quilt, and it's a great honor.
Yes, yes, yeah.
We recognize and we honor veterans with the quilt as well as organizations. So this Veterans Banquet is coming up November the 2nd. Will be my 4th time doing it. I may
Okay.
mention I was just going to do it one time, just like with everything else. It was just going to
Right.
be one time. And it was so awesome. And people were really gravitated and asked why are you going to stop at one time? Are we going to do this again?
Yeah.
So I felt compelled, to make this an annual thing, and it's been held at Willowbrook Country Club, Holly Tree, and last year we moved it to the Holiday Inn, which will be at the Holiday Inn again, November the 2nd
Okay.
at 6 p.m.
Okay. November the 2nd. Okay.
And
Very
for
good.
yes. And for as the World Changing Women Leadership Night Out, it's a story behind that as well. I just so happened to be sitting at my desk, and an email came across my computer there, and it was talking about regional initiative grants through Texas Women in Higher Ed. And I had a minute, so I decided, okay, we're going to fill this out. Humor me, I fill it out. And so I filled it out and I submitted it, and I went on by my way. And maybe a couple of weeks later, I got an email and stating, congratulations, you are the
Wow.
recipient of the regional initiative grant from Texas Women in Higher Ed, and that we need to schedule a Zoom to talk about your proposal. Well, I had forgotten what my proposal was.
Yeah.
So I had to go back and find the email, and my proposal was very, I was only looking to have 2015 and 30 ladies, and the focus was going to be on women in education. And I set the date in March, and I got to thinking, March is Women History Month. And
Okay.
I also sit on the board of League of Women Voters, where I'm the VP of Community Relations. So I put a lot of programs together underneath that umbrella. And so, okay, I wanted to include the League, and I wanted to include women in higher ed, and I wanted to include women in leadership, women who are aspiring to be leaders.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I created an RSVP link, and I went to bed. And when I woke up the next morning, it was already at 50 ladies.
Wow.
And mind you, in my mind, it was just going to be 15 to 30 women.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
And before I knew it, it was up to 98. And I was like, oh my God,
Wow.
the capacity was 50. So I went to maintenance, and they were like, no problem. We can increase it. We can add extra tables. And again, in my mind, this was just going to be a one-time thing.
Yeah.
And again, the ladies were like, "Oh, this was awesome! Can't wait till the next one." Next one. So,
yeah.
We just did our third one this past March, and with that, it consists of women leaders, and we have a panel, and the audience are women from all walks of life. Those.
And so that's annually in March.
In March. It's actually would be the kickoff of Women's History Month. So usually the first Friday or Saturday of the month.
Okay, you'll have to come back close to time so we can talk about that and remind you so I can make sure to come out and support.
Yes, please.
Very good. Very good. Okay.
You actually have me as a panelist.
Hey, I'm open. I like being able to minister and to talk and to make a difference in the community, period. But I do have a soft spot for women and women's ministry.
Yes.
That is my passion. And so I strictly done women's ministry alone for 9 years. So it's kind of hard to kind of, break that when I'm that's my vein.
I understand. Yes.
That's my vein. But listen, let's get into this. So we've kind of talked a little bit about some of the programs that you've created. Like I said, doing some amazing things, your military service. Kind of tell me what inspired you to go this route with your career. So, what inspired you, or who inspired you, should I say?
Okay. I guess nothing just happens by chance.
Right.
I knew I always wanted to be a teacher. And I tell people that I actually started teaching at the age of 6. Teaching the kids in the neighborhood, and would actually get upset if they didn't do what I told them to do.
Okay.
So teaching, I feel like, was my calling. And I just went all the way around the mountain, before I actually landed what I feel like was my purpose and my passion. But I do believe that everything is part of God's divine plan for our lives. So everything that I've done was just like pieces to the puzzle that was training ground and preparing me for what was next to come. I mentioned I'm an only child, so people who know me now don't believe it, but my family can tell you very shy and very reserved. And
Really?
yes, very, very.
Okay.
And I started branching out a little bit when I went into the military. It started breaking me from some of my shyness and making me a little more comfortable with standing in front of people and things such as that. But when I was stationed in Germany and I had a first sergeant, and I was always saying, I'm going to be a teacher. And
Yeah.
he's, oh, no, you're not going to be a teacher. Your patience are too short. You're not going to be a teacher. No, I am going to be a teacher. I had no
Yeah.
idea what I was going to teach, but I knew
Yeah.
I was going to be a teacher. So when I got out of the military the first time and became a reservist and started going to college, and I started majoring in social work. And then I changed it to criminal justice because in my mind, I was now going to be a parole or probation officer.
Mm-hmm.
So I got my first degree in criminal justice, and then just kept on, got the associates, then a bachelor's, then a master's, then another master's, just continued with the education, still not knowing what I was going to teach. I had kind of gotten away from the ideal of teaching.
Okay.
Until I was relocated to Texarkana, and I retired from the military in 2009. And when I retired, I started working as a child maltreatment investigator for the state of Arkansas. And I did that for a while. And I say everything, it works according to God's plan. I attended Leadership Texarkana. And while in Leadership Texarkana, I met the superintendent of Arkansas High. And I got a call one night and said, hey, Arkansas High is looking for a criminal justice instructor. And so I reached out to the superintendent and I say, look, I'm not asking for any special favors. I'm thoroughly qualified. I have the credentials and I have the experience. And so I filled out the application and got an interview, and I got the position. So that was the beginning of my teaching. And I had a desire to now be a professor. So while I was still in the military as an AGR, I started working as an adjunct for Texarkana College, and to get the feel of, do I really want to be a professor? And then ended up here at Tyler Junior College as a criminal justice professor.
I mean, it's been your calling for since you were 6. Yeah, I mean, you kind of had to do it, LaRhonda. You've had kind of been practicing since you were 6. So yeah. Well, God always has plans for us. And, I heard you say more than one time that, you thought you were going to do something one time, but, when he calls us to something and he leads us to something, it's much bigger than what we imagine for ourselves. Yes. And, so he gets the glory for that. Obviously these adventures that you have put into place are things that he wanted to come about, and just how they've just taken off, and you're now into year 3 and 4. I mean, that just shows that it definitely was part of the plan. So I salute you on your boldness. I heard you say that you were kind of quiet and kind of shy, and yes, that would be hard because I see you in the community. So just the perception from the outside is that you are just very outspoken, and so in other words, you do well. You carry yourself well.
Thank you.
Carry yourself well.
I'm so an introvert.
Really? Okay. Okay. Can you tell of any recent achievements or milestones that you've had in your career that maybe you'd like to kind of talk to us about?
Well, since I've been here in Tyler, and I will tell you a little bit later how I ended up here, but since I've been here in Tyler, I have received several awards and accolades, some very prestige awards that I never would have imagined that I would be the recipient. To name a few women in Tyler, a couple of years ago, I was an honoree for Women with a Voice. I've gotten the Endowed Teaching Excellence Award at TJC. We've only been there a short period of time. Actually, this Juneteenth, I will be one of the recipients along with you for the Humanitarian Award. There's just been so many, but one big thing is being nominated and making the top 4 of the Remarkable Women of East Texas. I don't know who nominated me, but I'm thankful.
Yeah.
And for me to make it to the top 4 was awesome. Was awesome. So
I
there's a
think
long list of awards and accolades.
you tell me, but when you do things because it's in your heart and it's in your spirit and it's just a part of who you are, you don't look for praise and hand claps and those things because it's just passion for you. But
Yes.
when you are acknowledged, it's humbling, isn't it?
Yes,
It,
it
it's
is.
it's truly humbling because you're just like, oh, you're watching me. Like
Yeah,
I'm in a whole world. I'm thinking I'm just over here and doing these things, and you just never know.
you're right.
With that being said, the fact that you never know who's watching, who you're inspiring, who is thinking, that you're walking in your purpose. What do you say to young women that are struggling with the idea that, hey, you knew you wanted to be a teacher, whatever they know that they want to be, but they don't know where to start? What do
Mhm.
you say to them?
First of all, you have to dig deep, do your homework from within. And if it's
Yeah.
something that you're very passionate about that keep coming around over and over and over again, then you have to pursue it. Yesterday in itself, I was told 3 times that I need to own it. And today I came across a video where this pastor was preaching about owning it. And with owning it with my
Wow.
shy and introvertness and things such as that, and trying to dull my light, not let my light shine as bright, because it isn't often received well when
Mhm.
you shine bright. So I would tell
Mhm.
them, just ignore that. Do what it is your passion and what is your purpose, and go forward
Yeah.
every every inch in you, every fiber in you. Go towards and never give up on your dream.
Yeah. You hit a chord with me. As you said that, we want to celebrate the things that the Lord is doing within us because we know within ourselves that we wouldn't be doing it, by our own might, by our own power. We know
Yes,
that it's the Lord within us that allows us to be successful at anything that we do, and you want to walk in that. But you're right. I have even myself had moments where I dimmed my light or where I felt like I could not celebrate or be celebrated because I worried about people, you know.
yes,
I'm in a much better place now. But I say to you, I felt that when you said that because I've been there before. But we have to get to a point that we don't apologize for the blessings of God.
yeah. And I'm
You
working on
know,
that.
um, yeah, we don't and we shouldn't apologize for the blessings of God because God is not a respecter of persons. What he does for you, he can do for anybody else, but it's all about obedience and relationship, you know.
Yes,
And so I'm getting into a better space now, LaRhonda, where I'm able to be like, because people are like, oh, you're doing this, you're doing that, and I'm like, the Lord's doing these things. Stephanie
yes,
is just showing up.
yes.
Stephanie is just showing up saying,
When
Lord, what are we doing today?
absolutely,
Yeah, I'm
absolutely,
not I am not driving this bus. I'm
absolutely.
literally, I had no clue. Like you said, you thought you were gonna do something one time. I thought I was writing one book. That's all I thought I had. And I can't even count at this many, at this point. But
That's
the
awesome.
point of it is I didn't see all of this. I just thought,
Right.
I'm gonna write this book but he was like, no, keep writing, keep writing.
Hmm.
Now you start
Hmm.
doing this. Now you get this
Hmm.
podcast. Now you do, and it all just kind of start taking over. And
Yeah,
I'm
I
like, oh,
understand.
okay. Yeah, yeah. I was just thinking that, by reading about your bio, seeing you in the community, hearing you say that, you're an introvert, I'm just like, wow, the Lord is leading her, and he's pushing you out of your comfort zone. And that's the thing. A lot of times that's what the Lord will do. He will push you out of your comfort zone because you have to trust in him. When I do all these things, I go all these places. I don't know anybody sometimes in the room. And I don't know that I would say I was an introvert, but I guess to a certain degree I am. I mean, now don't get me wrong, LaRhonda, I can talk, but there
I would
are
say
times.
maybe we are, and I can talk too if the vibes are right. So maybe
Yeah.
we are ambiverts. No, ambiverts
Yeah.
if we're in the right place and
Right setting, in the right setting. Yeah.
then yeah, we're talkers. And if not, like with myself, I shy away, and my
Yeah.
whole life by my shying away is being misconstrued that I'm stuck up and then I'm standoffish. And no one understands that this internal war that I have
Yeah.
going on.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with the other people in the room. It's personal. Yeah, I totally understand that. Wow. Yeah, I totally understand that because, like I was saying, I go to a lot of places. I show up in the room. I don't know anybody in the room, and I have to internally tell myself, "Don't go sit over there by yourself," because in my head, I'm going over there. I'm going back there, and I have to literally tell myself, "No, go sit by people."
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, I get it. I get it. Yeah. So we've talked a little bit about your accolades. Tell me about. I know you said you were an only child. Tell me a little bit about your family and your faith. What did that look like when you were growing up, Miss LaRhonda?
Okay. Yes, I'm an only child, and I have one daughter. Her name is Bria, and she now resides in Arlington. She is an art school teacher at an elementary school there in the
Okay.
Dallas area. Yes, so
Okay.
she's my only baby. Um, my mom said that when I was having her, that I looked at my mom, and I told her, "This will be your only grandchild." I don't remember saying that, but I have
Wow,
stayed
you were
true
like,
to
this
it.
is it.
I have stayed true to it. And so
Yeah.
my mom and my stepdad still resides in Crockett.
Okay.
He is a Vietnam hero.
Oh
Uh, my
wow.
my my biological father, he was killed in the Air Force when I was 2 years old.
Oh
So
wow.
I don't know him. I don't remember anything
Yeah.
about him. But I have the bonus dad. I have the stepdad that's been in my life as far as I can remember. My
Yeah.
grandparents who have gone on were very big present in my life
Okay.
as I was growing up. I had a lot of cousins that kind of took
Yeah.
place of siblings. Um,
Okay.
but I did enjoy being by myself, and I still enjoy my alone time. Some
Oh, I get
people
it. Yeah.
Some people being around other people, it charges their batteries. But when I'm around a lot of people for an extended period of time, it drains my batteries. And I have to come home and get to myself so I can regroup and
Yeah.
rejuvenate and then get
Yeah.
back out in
Yeah.
the community.
Oh,
But
I get it. Yeah.
yes.
So I'm wondering if you're like me in a sense because I do the social things. I'm doing more social events now probably than I've ever done in my whole life because the different career things I've got going on. But I'm going to tell you, to me, it's nothing like coming home, either sitting at my desk or sitting in my bed and just me and the Lord and just silence.
Yeah.
Because it's where I can be creative, where I can just relax, gather myself, gather my thoughts.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know. It's nothing like it. It's just not, I can remember a time where I thought I needed people around, but I've just found this peace. That's the word, peace. That's the
Yeah.
word.
Peace
Peace.
is passes all understanding. Yeah. When I
Yes.
get home
Yes.
and if I don't have anything else to do, because a lot of times when I get off work, I'm just in my house for about 15, 20 minutes and I got to run out to the next thing. But when I'm home and I don't have to go back out, I get comfortable and I recline back. And
Yeah.
maybe it's sad to say, but the first thing that I have to do is watch The Bold and Beautiful. And it's the soap opera.
Okay. That's a soap opera. Yeah. Okay.
It's the soap opera,
So
yes.
you are a faithful beautiful, bold, and beautiful viewer.
I am. I have to record it.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Yes. And so
Um.
my focus time is when I go to bed, because my mind never ever shuts down. Never shuts down. It's always planning and thinking about things that I've done, or things that people
You need
said,
to
or
do. Yeah.
ways that people act towards me, and I just cannot
You
understand why.
replay everything, right?
Replay every single thing. So to the point now
Wow.
where I'm diagnosed with insomnia, and I have to take medicine every night to get to sleep, and I still don't sleep and full night. I still wake up
Yeah.
throughout the night. So I'm a work in
Hmm.
progress with trying to quieten my
Yeah. We're
mind.
gonna pray. We're gonna agree in prayer on that, because
Yes.
we just need to put some prayer on it. You're gonna get you some sleep and some rest. So we'll put some prayer in that. Now, I get all the sleep I need, trust me. But I am a person that my brain is always thinking.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about the next book, the next speaking. How can I reach people? How can I tell people? How can I help, change? I'm constantly thinking about how to be effective.
Yeah.
Um, whether it's in this part of my life, or in my other. So in my professional life, I'm in the dental field. I'm
Okay.
a dental practice manager, regional practice manager, and so at this point, I'm just managing one dental office right now. I at one point have managed up to 5, 6 dental offices at a time, and that was a lot, very stressful.
Mhm.
But at this point in my life, I'm just managing one dental practice here in this area. So not only am I kind of like you, all over the place. I have an actual 9 to 8 to 5, well, 7:30 to 5, right?
Wow.
And then I come and I go into my other world. And I heard you say you go in and you're only there for 15, 20 minutes, then you go out. So that's kind of like what it is for me too. I come in from my dental office. We have dinner, we do the normal stuff, but 6:30, 7 o'clock, uh, I'm in my whole other world. Yeah. Yeah, I'm meeting with clients. I'm publishing books. I'm doing podcasts, and I said, you know what? I'm gonna start giving myself a day off. And we have to do that sometimes.
Yeah.
That's part of self care.
I
That's part of
I
self care. We got to,
yes.
and somebody told me yesterday. They were like, "Well, what's your excuse? You can give yourself a day off." And I was like, "Tell my brain that.
Exactly. Exactly. And I
Tell
get
my
that question.
brain."
I get that
Yeah,
question all the time. I'm like, well, when do you take time for yourself? I've been done with school. I mean, I'm teaching summer school now, but it's online. But I've been
yeah,
physically done with school since May 10th. And I've been busy every single day. And it's summertime.
yeah,
And I was big in self-care at one while, making time to go get massages and things such as that.
yeah.
But I haven't had time.
You know what? For all of you that are watching, we're laughing, we're smiling, we're talking about the fact that we know we need to get some self care, but in all seriousness, we really do. We as people, we as women, as men, it doesn't matter. We definitely need to do a better job of taking care of ourselves. And whether it be getting a massage, whether it be going to get a manicure, a pedicure, doing something that you enjoy just for yourself. I think I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna try to do it tonight. I'm going to mark myself a day off, at least one day during the week,
Yeah,
that I do not do any type of work.
right. I'm gonna try that
Um,
as well. I'm gonna try that as well. A lady
yeah,
told me that, and I put myself on my calendar, and then people call me and ask me to do this and that, and I take myself off
yeah.
my calendar. So she said that
Oh, I got
put
you.
yourself on
I
your
feel
calendar.
you.
Yeah, mark it as a meeting, as an important meeting, for
Yeah,
that self-care. I was at
you
a
time. Yeah.
conference in Denton. And I've heard
Hmm.
it before, but this time it really resonated that one of the panelists said that no is a complete sentence. And I was like,
Oh, I
wow.
love. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. So listen, LaRhonda, I have to sing. When people say something profound, you have to say it again. So say that again. Please say that again.
That no is a complete sentence. That
That's
don't feel
it. No
guilty.
explanation.
No explanation. Don't feel guilty. Feel like you, and that's
Mm,
why I feel. I feel guilty. I feel like I'm letting people down. If I
been
say
there. Yeah.
no, but more and more and
Yeah.
more, I'm thinking that I'm further pushing myself back while I'm putting people forward, and sometimes those
Yeah.
people are not even for me that I'm putting before I put myself.
Ooh,
So
you're preaching. You're preaching. You
yeah.
know, I know what you're saying to be truth because I found myself doing that too. I used to have, I'm not going to say I'm completely delivered. I'm in the process of deliverance because I have learned to say no a lot more now. But
Mm-hmm.
there are times when I say no and I give an explanation. And like you said, that's a complete sentence. They don't deserve for me to give them a
Mm-hmm.
further explanation.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so I'm trying to get stronger in that area because the reality of it is we're teaching people how to treat us,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And so if we want to, receive a certain type of love and encouragement and respect and all these things, we have to set boundaries. And I'm learning. This is new for me because I used to be like take care of everybody. And guess who wasn't getting taken care of, Miss LaRhonda?
Yeah.
Stephanie.
Self. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So it sounds like we have a lot in common.
Yes. Let's keep each other
Yeah.
accountable. Let's help each other.
Yeah, we gonna have to check in with each other. What did you do for self-care this week, lady?
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's start
So
next week
okay.
because this week is already consumed.
Well, yeah, what is this? Thursday is over. So yeah,
It's
we'll
already
we'll have to start it for next week. We'll start a fresh week next week. I'm excited to know that you're gonna be at the event next Thursday. Is that
yes.
Wednesday or Thursday?
It's Thursday. It's
Thursday, yeah,
Thursday.
next Thursday. I know it's the 19th. I just couldn't remember if it was Wednesday or
It's
Thursday,
Thursday.
but okay, this is what I'm thinking. Let's do this. So my new platform, this is still the Stephanie M. Seaton Sunday show, but my new platform is healing, empowerment, and transformation. I was really thinking hard, LaRhonda, with having like 4 or 5 different things going on. Like I want it all to be under, one umbrella because that's the whole point of it. It's ministry. It's
Mm-hmm.
helping people, it's helping people change their lives.
Mm-hmm.
I went through a stage where I was broken, like multiple marriages, dysfunctional family, abuse, just all kinds of trauma and stuff, right? And
Mm-hmm.
the Lord did a healing within me. And when the Lord did that healing within me, it helped me to look at people differently. It helped me to kind of like check myself on why did I allow these things to happen versus
Mm-hmm.
they happened, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I came up with, okay, healing took place. Then I felt empowered. Then I
Mm-hmm.
changed. So healing, empowerment, transformation. My books are Christian books, but they tell stories and events of things that happen to people in real life. But at the end,
Oh.
no matter how far away from the cross it looks like the people went, they always
Mm-hmm.
come back, and it's always the message of redemption, LaRhonda, right?
Mm. Mm-hmm.
So think for a minute, healing, empowerment, transformation. Which one of those speaks to you the most at this point in your life right now? Healing, empowerment, transformation.
At this point, I would say healing. And
Okay.
I say healing because my whole entire life, and it may be the reason, it may be screwed from my being the only child, I always felt like I never fit in. I felt like I was
Okay.
always an outcast. And
Okay.
I try to push that feeling back, and it has traveled with me to current times. Um,
Yeah.
more I did, it seemed like the more people were against me, and I feel like I was doing it, from my heart,
Yeah.
and I
Yeah.
always looked at that Ephesians 6:10, let us not be weary and well doing, for in due season we shall reap, if we faint not. And
Yeah.
so there's been plenty of times where I wanted to throw in that white towel, and I would suppress whatever I was feeling and we just keep moving forward, but nobody knew or know the inner turmoil. And I
Yeah.
allow people to let me feel that way. And
Yeah.
I'll be very, very transparent. Since I've been here in Tyler, I
Yeah.
have reached out to different therapists, um, but I haven't found that fit for me. There was
Yeah.
one particular therapist that I would go, and I really felt like she should have been paying me because she was unloading.
Yeah.
She was
She should have
unloading.
been paying you.
Yeah, she should be paying me because she was
Yeah.
unloading everything on me, and I thought it's supposed to have been the other way around. Um,
Right. Right.
Another one who my first visit, instead, I want your full attention. I want to feel like that you are listening to me in order for me
Right.
to really be comfortable. So his whole time he was looking at his watch like he was pressured for time. And so I didn't go back
Yeah.
to him. And then
Yeah.
another one that there was something very traumatic. It's the first time in my whole entire life that I was in such a dark place. And I feel like it showed all over, but people were not seeing it. They were not seeing what I wanted them to see. My world was completely dark because of traumatic experience. And so I went
Yeah.
to this therapist and I shared with him, and he put his own beliefs, personal beliefs on me to the
Mm.
point where he was not listening to what I was saying. And I really, really, really needed him too.
Somebody to
So
see you, somebody to hear you.
yes. So just recently, actually last week, I am now seeing another therapist that's virtual, so I can learn how to heal from within,
Okay.
allow God to heal me and not
Yeah.
let what happened out on the outside, what people do, what people say, with the microaggressions or any of that affect
Yeah.
me. Uh,
Yeah.
as you mentioned before, I am a big uh, advocate for women. And I do not understand why we cannot come together and get along. I don't understand how you're mad at another person and the other person don't even know why. Why can you not go
Yeah.
and it's like, okay, so you said this, you did this hurt my feeling. Have open communication instead of going out and recruiting other women to be mad with you and they don't know why
Yeah.
they're mad. And it's just crazy. So
It's
it's
yeah.
almost embarrassed to
It's
say
really
that I have allowed all of that to really affect me. I haven't
yeah.
let it affect me to the point where I've stopped, but it,
No,
it
you can't do
definitely
that.
it definitely bothers me. And
Yeah.
so I'm healing. Healing is what I'm aiming for, a complete
Yeah.
healing.
Yeah.
I
And
feel
you know
like
what? You're already healed. You just got to change your mind.
mm,
You got to change your mind, and you have to change your words. The power of life and death is in the tongue, right?
yeah.
So you said you're healing, but healing is continuation, right? It's a
Mhm.
process. So you're healed. Healed is the completion.
Yeah.
And we'll talk a little bit more about that, off the air. But I hear you and I see you loud and clear. Let me tell
Mhm.
you that I hear you
Mhm.
and I see you loud and clearly. And we will spend some time talking and sharing experiences because you're hitting a lot of chords. You're hitting a lot of chords. But yeah, so family and faith, and you said healing. Let me see. Who is your inspiration at this point? What is your why?
Years back, my uncle told me, and this is way before I started doing even remotely close to the things that I'm doing now.
Yeah.
He told me, he said, there's one thing about you. You're never satisfied. You're never satisfied to the point where you do not stop continuing learning, continuing doing different things. And that
Hmm.
has stayed with me for a very long time. I
Hmm.
look at strong women, and not just necessarily African American women, but strong women who have faced adversary, and they still push forward. And
Yeah.
I see myself as one, facing the adversary and still pushing forward. I read self-help books.
Yeah.
I watch a lot of videos, and our mind just went completely blank. Sarah Jakes.
Yeah.
I watch a lot of Sarah Jakes videos, and
Empowerment.
yes,
Yeah.
and Evans, Tony Evans' daughter.
Let me ask you this. There's this thing. They call it the imposter syndrome.
Yes.
The imposter syndrome is when you see who you are, you know who you are, you know whose you are. But the things that you are doing, the things that you are achieving are so much bigger than what you imagine for yourself.
Yes.
That you feel like it's not real, like you're not real, right?
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying? That's what came to me.
You're absolutely right. And I told someone that before, and it was like, no, not you. Not you.
Yeah.
You get up there and you speak and you do this and you do that. But sometimes it's an out of body experience, and like, okay, is that really Is that
I get it. Yeah, I get it. I'm there sometimes. Sometimes I'm there. It's like I go to autopilot when I'm uncomfortable, and then I know I have to do what I have to do. I can turn on autopilot and do it, but I'm nervous and I'm shaking. I'm shaking.
You know what?
But I'm like, I'm gonna do this because I know I gotta do it. But I'm like,
gotta push through. And then everyone was like, oh, you did such a great job. And then I'm thinking in my mind,
you're replaying everything.
Yeah, I just spoke last night in Texarkana in a women's veterans event, and so it was kind of women's veterans event / criminal justice. And so some of my friend girls from Texarkana came out to support me, and they remember from whence I came when I first started putting myself out there in Texarkana, because that's the only way you can get past it, is to face your fear head on. That's one of my mottos: face your fear head on. So I would put myself on platforms. But I would get up and I would speak, and you can literally see my clothes shaking. You can hear my voice shake, and to the point where my lips would stick together, and I would almost sound like I was mentally challenged. So I started keeping a little thing of Vaseline and a Biotin spray in my pocket to moisten my mouth. That's just how terrified of speaking I was. So I ended up joining Toastmasters, and even with teaching, I'm comfortable in my classroom. That's my turf. I'm comfortable with my students, and I'm comfortable with a certain audience. But so I have come an extremely long way. Actually, a lady that was there last night was part of Toastmasters with me, and after I spoke, and then she was like, "Oh, you have come a long way."
She's like, you have changed. You are not the same.
So it's growth. You just keep moving forward, and I think before we got on, we mentioned about feeling like throwing in the towel. There's so many times I want to throw in the white towel, and it's like I throw it and God throw it right back and hit me upside the head with it. I want to stop doing what I'm doing, but I cannot stop. I can't.
No, you can't stop. And I want to tell you something. And I was trying to decide: do I tell you this now or do I tell you this later? But you are enough. You are enough. Yeah, it's not in the things and the stuff. You've already achieved greatness. You're already great without all the stuff, without all the accolades, without all the recognitions, without all of that. You are enough.
I receive that.
Yeah. Yeah, you are enough. Sometimes we just need to hear that.
Yeah.
So just know that. It has been amazing talking to you tonight, Miss LaRhonda. I look forward to many more conversations. We're definitely going to have to get together and have many more conversations. And I want to invite you to an event that I have coming up here soon. We'll talk about that here in just a moment. But give everybody your contact information. How do people get in touch with you if they want to be a part of the East Texas Veterans Banquet, the committee, whatever you've got going on? How do they get in touch with you?
Well, they can email me at lrhamilton44@gmail.com. My cell number, because it's out there anyway, my cell number is 903-244-9283. I'm on Facebook. My name is Hamilton-LaRhonda on Facebook. So you can reach out to me in any of those avenues. I would love to have you. Have many committees that you can serve on. And actually, there's more to come. There's several irons that are in the fire. Keep checking Facebook for things that are coming up. And if something that piques your interest, please reach out to me. I would love to have you.
Very good. Very good. So as we come to an end, what would be your final thoughts? Do you want to give a shout out to who's ever watching? You want to tell us what's next? What are your final thoughts, Miss LaRhonda?
Well, I want to give a shout out to everybody who's watching, and thank you for tuning in. I want to give a big shout out to you for the invitation to come on and be a part of your podcast. I really appreciate that.
Yes.
Those of you who are thinking that you're not doing anything, you're not doing enough, just know that you are. And if you don't feel like you are, reach out to me. I can get you busy. I can get you busy.
I can get you busy. Okay, let's go ahead and put it out there. You said you can get them busy. What do you need in your organization right now? What positions are you trying to fill? Do you need volunteers? What do you need? While we've got people watching on this live stream,
I will definitely need volunteers for the Veterans Banquet that's coming up on November the 2nd at 6 p.m. Also, not necessarily needing assistance, but I want to invite every woman who's tuning in that I believe on August the 25th at 2 p.m. at the Tyler Public Library, the League of Women Voters are having a Women Equality Day. Women Equality Day is observed on August the 26th, but we are celebrating on August the 25th. More to come with that. There are some things in the making that deals with women empowerment. In addition to the World Changing Women Night Out, this is something in addition. There's things coming up that's dealing with Law Day for youth, as well as women veterans. So if you fit any of those categories and you want to be a part, just reach out to me, and I'll get you busy.
Very good. Very good. Again, thank you so much for being here tonight, Miss LaRhonda. You hang tight with me, okay? It'll be just a moment. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight to this episode of the Stephanie M. Seaton Sunday Show. As always, it's a blessing. I'm grateful and so thankful that you all tune in. Please like, tag, and share this video. Please like, tag, and share this video, because somebody needs to hear some encouraging words that were shared on tonight. I thank you so much, LaRhonda, for your vulnerability, for your transparency, because I know your message tonight is going to touch somebody and change somebody's life. And so I thank you for that. Stay tuned next week, Tuesday and Thursday. We'll have 2 more amazing editions of the Stephanie M. Seaton Sunday Show. If you would like to be a guest on the Stephanie M. Seaton Sunday Show, please hit me up on Facebook. You can send me a message through Messenger, or you can email me at stephaniemseatontheauthor@gmail.com. If you are a woman that wants to write a chapter in my new book that's coming up, The Crazy Girl in My Head Has to Go. What are we talking about? We're talking about that version in your head that has you overthinking things. That version in your head that tells you you're not good enough, that has you thinking whole movies have happened that have never happened. The one that makes you sabotage good relationships. That girl right there, we're writing about her. Okay. We're telling hard stories. We're telling heartfelt stories. Any story that you want to share as a token in this book. The point of it is not to, say that, we're making a book full of crazy stories. No, it's to look back at it, at the growth and how we've changed and we've evolved. The fact that we can even recognize she's a crazy girl, is an accomplishment. Wouldn't you say, Miss LaRhonda?
Absolutely.
But yeah. So we have this book going on. Every woman that collaborates on this project, you get a whole chapter. And I really invite you. All entries have to be turned in by July the 1st. Okay. The book will be released November the 1st. So if you know somebody that wants to be a part of this project, please. I've got 4 chapters that have been turned in so far. Still got quite a bit of time between now and July the 1st, but all women that want to be a part of this project, message me. Get in here, write your story, make us laugh, make us cry, but tell your story. Okay. So thank you again for tuning in to the Stephanie M. Seaton Sunday Show.
If you would like to be a guest on the Stephanie M. Seaton Sunday Show, email Stephanie at stephaniemseatontheauthor@gmail.com.